Hello and welcome back to another Now You Know with Yorktown Joe. Today we're taking a look at the Order of the Crimson Moon Trooper. This guy is a Big Bad Workshop figure available at Big Bad Toy Store. I'll put you a link in the description below, but I just wanted to have him here with a few other figures from various Big Bad Workshop lines. And we're going to take a look at him, do a little comparison, and maybe a little kit bashing. Hope you are ready for a fun review, or whatever I do here. It's kind of a review, kind of not. Alright, so we've got in the package, looks like a werewolf looking fella wearing some nice red uniform there, an alternate head that we'll talk about. Side of the box, some information here on the back. This describes the lore. Let's see, get this in here. Talks a little bit about them. Freeze that if it's helpful. And then there's a cross-sell with the other Crimson Moon figures. This is the only one I've picked up so far. I'm taking a look at the others. If you want to get more reviews, there's plenty online. But this guy looks like somebody from the old Palitoy Action Force Red Shadows, and I was looking at getting him with that portrait on and then seeing what we'll do with this alternate werewolf. But let's take a look at him out of the package. And here he is out of the package. In case people were wondering, I've got on the left there's a red and black or black and red camo Soldiers of Fortune. We've got kitbashed Agents of Omega, and then we've got the Eraser from Monster Force. But this guy here, let's take a look at him. He's got a kind of a werewolf portrait. And then he's got some, these are Order of the Crimson Moon skulls, which look a lot like the Red Shadows skull and crossbones. I don't think skull and crossbones by themselves are trademarked, but certainly the variation is separate from that. Now, right out of the box, he stands pretty well. He's got a flat black AK here, movable magazine. Got a little round of 7.62 there. And let's see, we've got that is a great alternate portrait. We're going to have to take a look at that. And he's got a blast effect. And as they say on the infomercials, but wait, there's more. There's a whole little bag of accessories, and I don't want to crinkle this bag, so we'll take a look at what's inside. Okay, so we got a Order of the Crimson Moon branded foot stand, very similar to the Soldiers of Fortune. We've got some additional gripping hands, or perhaps trigger, it looks kind of like trigger hands of the werewolf. And then for his alternates, he's got punching hands, grabby hands with gloves, trigger finger hands, which are handy if you're going to be wielding firearms. And then he's got these other ones, which I don't know, I refer to that as like grabbing the foregrip, or perhaps a knife or a staff, some type of accessory that is not an actual firearm. And then, of course, last but not least, there is a smoke effect. So let's take a look at him. He seems to be, joints are good, thighs are good, got articulation at the boot, ankles. No struggles with the joints at all. They're solid. Butterflies look good. He can go back. He can go back about that much for a little howl at the moon. Whoa! And then he can also, I dropped my contact lens. He can get down pretty well with that too. There's a crunch in there, but it's covered by the overlay. And then he's got this nice probably customizable straps here. The straps look similar to this style, so I think he can put other accessories and any accessorization across the lines of Big Bad Workshop. They're very, very good with those. Also, let's take a look at how he looks. I don't think some people are giving some grief about the head. Werewolves are left to the imagination. Do you like, what part of it? Are you all the way up to a Kilowog size, or are you in transition but you're still wearing your regular clothes? Who knows? So there's probably gonna be variation amongst werewolves, and who are we to judge on what that is? If we want to give a little bit more paint to clean that up a little bit, that's okay. But he doesn't look terrible. And I've got some other ideas for him as well. So let's get him in the Red Shadows look. That's the alternate view. We'll take a look at him. Might need to warm him up a little bit to switch out the head and neck, but they swap very easily with Big Bad Workshop figures. Okay, and here he is transformed. I did not have to run him under hot water. The head and neck popped right off. The head popped off easy, and then just a few little jiggles on the neck, and it popped right out. And then this head slid right on, along with the black neck. So the head and the neck are separate for the other portrait. It looks like there's some plugins here, so you can get some hoses or some other things in here, or whatever other accessories you might want to put on the back. But I don't know, that looks pretty sharp. Head articulates really well. Gives you that Red Shadows vibe. I will say the only thing that I noticed is loose on this is the magazine will drop out. But look at the paint. They got a paint app right on that first round there. So that's pretty cool. There isn't much on, this is basic, just a basic AK. But this is kind of what you'd expect from Red Shadows. I don't know that they had, everything was probably just in the black and white or basic colors and the comics back in the 80s. But yeah, let's see, if you're into blast effects slide right in. You can be picking off some rounds. Maybe some werewolves are coming after him, that gives you the idea to troop build. And then if you're if you prefer the after action kind of a situation, you got the smoke effect coming off there where it's done, where you might have it at a different angle and maybe not gripping it so menacingly anymore. I don't know, what do you think of this guy? I think the Red Shadows looks really good, but I told you I had some ideas for kit bashing, so let's take a look at something else here. Alright, here we've got the G.I. Joe Classified Retro Carded Snow Serpent, and I kit bashed him with some other type of artillery weapon there for him. I'm kidding, it's not artillery. I'm not even sure. That might have been a Dollar Tree gun, but I thought it just kind of fit in his hands really good, so that's what I grabbed. I'm going to try to turn this guy into some hybrid between what was going on with the kind of the deluxe Snow Serpent and this guy. I just want to see what it looks like, or if it even works. Alright, and here's the result. The Snow Serpent actually needed some heat to get his head and neck off of classified body. The classified heads come right off, the necks need a little bit of warmth, and here he is. The head and neck from the Crimson Moon Trooper werewolf went right on, no problems. The hands are a little bit loose, put a little bit of something to hold them on there, but he's what's more horrifying than a Snow Serpent that got bit by one of Timber's less friendly relatives, who then turned the Snow Serpent into a perpetual werewolf. And now you know, with Yorktown Joe. All right, I'm gonna not end it like that. That's just horrific for children and collectors that might not be interested in my silly kit bashing. But I hope you had a good time with this review. Let's see. So what do we think of the? Now this guy, don't judge based on the ability to pose that guy. This is the actual figure that we were reviewing. This is what you came for. I think this guy looks great with the Red Shadows, and I can hardly wait till maybe team him up with some Skeletron folks down the way. I really like all the world building you can do with the 112 figures, and it's really fun. Can I continue it? It's a thing to think about. I think I might not have like a whole giant army of red shadows. I really applaud anybody who does. This scale is really much easier to stockpile than the scales of 112. But I really like what Big Bad Workshop is doing, and I like that they have a variety of different options and that you can switch things around and just have fun like we did back in the day and hopefully for most of our lives. And now you know with Yorktown Joe. Thanks for watching, everybody. And you can like, share, subscribe, whatever you'd like to do, or not. Just enjoy and move on with your day. Thank you, guys.